everybody, it's Life and Vibe, otherwise known as Ray. And if you have been following the most thrilling travel series ever produced by any one given YouTube creator, then you are obviously not watching the Sarasota Tim channel, because the travel content that he is providing is absolutely no different from the content that we would get from the Bradenton Slab. So anyway, he is just out here putting out the same old content. But if you do happen to like my type of content, make sure to hit the likes, make sure to subscribe, make sure to also hit that hype button that's coming out here. Every creator out here is complaining about the YouTube algorithm.
YouTube is a prison job.
I'm sure Tim has been putting out a few videos like that too. And it is, I guess, they want you hyping videos now. Who knows? But if you could do that, I certainly do appreciate it. Okay, let's get over here, because I've been away, but working on some school stuff. But I did want to catch up with our dear friend, Sarasota Tim. And obviously, just to make sure, always in the corner here, we know my fair use statement, hanging out over here in the corner, just in case Tim doesn't understand that he will hear from my attorneys. I think he does know that. And the copyright abuse that is perpetrated by Tim is absolutely insane. And is one of the reasons I continue to make commentary around this person. Apart from the fact that Tim is probably one of the lowest effort content creators on YouTube. And when a couple of years ago, when everybody was obviously having to stay home at more, and there was reasons behind that, people were spending an inordinate amount of time watching YouTube and trying to see how to live different ways, because people were trying to probably escape their realities. And one thing that people would do was watch Tim's supposedly minimalism journey. Well, anyway, if you've watched my recent video on his alleged, well, it's not alleged, but his EIDL loan that he took out, you could see where he got his money to start his supposed minimalist lifestyle. Oh my goodness, we could go all day. All right, so Tim has, and we're going to add over here to the stream also my good friend Judge Joe Mathis, just in case Tim tries to keep dry begging. So Tim has what is known in his universe as glazers. Now, if you are not familiar with the term glazing, it is very different from how you think of it, other than just obviously glazing a donut. And glazing used to mean something else in urban slang. It's an urban slang. It is gaining prominence with younger generations, I guess our Gen Z cohort primarily, and maybe the one below it whose name escapes me. I'm sorry. Hopefully the editors will put it in the part down below. But yeah, and Tim is loaded with glazers in his audience. Angel Mission, let's take a look over here. She is a particularly rampant Sarasota Tim glazer, and she loves to always, pop in some comments for Tim and letting him know. Here we go. Angel Mission says, I was still on the fence on purchasing the iPhone 16, LOL. Maybe iPhone 21 will be out soon. And Tim says, you can now video with iPhone 17 in landscape by holding it in portrait. That's huge to me. So Tim is out of town traveling, and yet his entire content has been around his new desire for an iPhone 17. Craig here, now this is some serious glazing. You're a great orator. Should have been a politician, please. No. Never at a loss for words. WTG, buddy. I'm at a loss for words, Craig, on that statement. Hartford wants to know, how is it going out there, Tim? Crush all of the town. Bob thought of you today when he was traveling with our RV. We had a wolf pup camper in front of me while driving through Missouri. Bubba is one of Tim's biggest glazers. Obviously the whoever is getting the iPhone Max Pro, baby. And then Michael thinks it's a scam. That is a scam. And then Kentucky Leisure is talking about, how Tim is just, obviously should be out doing some of these adventures. But obviously, if anybody knows Tim, this is not happening. Tim is out of town, but he has his sights on a Verizon store. not on a actual travel to anywhere interesting with any historic relevance. Okay, so let's see how this looks on. Okay, so over here is actually the definition of the term glazer. This is meaning that it is somebody who shows someone with excessive, often unwarranted praise and compliments, acting as though they are hyping them up to a cringeworthy degree. And I think we can all agree that the people that continue to encourage Tim with his McDonald's videos and encouraging his morning chats, it seemed like Crushing It for Christ has finally seemed to kicked it to the curb. I'm sort of happy. I think he realized that was giving him no views, but his views have been very dire on this travel vlog, whatever you want to call it, lately. So yeah, Tim has a number of glazers in his audience, and they are glazing him. And basically, its praise is often for something that is not particularly great, or for someone who doesn't deserve that level of adulation. Insincere or biased. And I think we can all agree that Tim does get a lot of glazing. And this is why we continue to get this absolutely diabolical content. Okay, we're going to look at something quick today. It's Tim. He's off to McDonald's. He is 1.25 speed. I'm going to switch around with Tim so that he can be the main person here on the screen, because obviously we got to make Tim big. There's the stats. All right, Tim, take it away. Oh, take it away, Tim.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. I can't believe how fast that video went up over here on the Parkway. The Lord is with me. He knows my needs. So before I get to the mountains, I'll make another quick one here. Let's go in here. I got to get something in my belly. I know I said I was going to make bacon and eggs on the Suburban Griddle, but I'm trying to, go hike, go see the mountains. And now it's 9:20. Oh, well, we'll get up there. They ain't going anywhere. I'm going to grab a senior.
I don't think there's anything wrong if you're on holiday that you go grab some breakfast, Tim, from McDonald's. I mean, not that it's the healthiest of choice that you're getting, but I don't think you should sweat it so hard. I don't know if this is literally a dry bag, Tim, and I already have to bring out Judge Joe Mathis. But it seems that the streaming people, they don't like it when I switch around so much unless I've stopped you from playing. So yeah, I think we actually can bring out some Judge Joe here and take it away.
No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have this dry bacon. Well, I mean, how is you know what that is.
Absolutely. We know what that is, Tim. We know what that is. You're out here dry begging, sweetheart. That's what you're doing. All right, keep going.
And some scrambled eggs and sausage. And it is 66 degrees, folks. It'll be 83 today. And even up in the higher altitude, it's going to be probably 80 degrees. But maybe if I'm in that shade walking, see if I can get up to Klingman's Dome this morning. I'm not sure if it'll be a hike or this will be a Klingman's Dome video. And then I'll do another hike tomorrow. One thing for...
So yeah, Tim put out, I think, a 53-minute video of him hiking. And so you get to hear and watch Tim walk around with probably seasickness by the time we watch that video. I do not have 53 minutes of time or want to give 53 minutes of YouTube Premium to Tim.
For sure. I'm going to need a parking tag. Don't want to forget to stop to get that. Let's see. Yeah, that video went up really fast. I'm in a McDonald's on the south end of town that I've never been to.
Tim, I think that YouTube has done something to improve its servers, because I had a very quick upload recently too. And then they asked me what I thought about my upload, which makes me think that YouTube did something. I don't know. Did you get that type of message, Tim? Do you think that far into things? I don't think Tim gives a lot of time watching videos about his ridiculous, in my medical opinion, because I am a registered nurse, yes, on his carnivore diet, and he has had difficulties defecating, and yet he and has been told to get a colonoscopy, which he has not had. So I think that Tim is in some ways escaping from some real medical issues that he does not want to face. That's just my medical opinion on that. And he's just out here doing the coffee stuff. I mean, just dry begging as always. Oh my goodness, Tim. Gosh, Left Florida. Take the boy out of Florida, but you can't take Florida out the boy.
It's a nice looking one. It's right before you get down here to the bypass. What was I going to tell you guys? Anything. I just want to make a video because I can, and the internet's going on. I'm downloading iOS 26 on my Mac. If you have an iPhone, here's some news. The iOS 18 point something is available. Even if your phone says does automatic updates, it doesn't do it. Go to General, Software Update, click that, and see if you can update your phone. Those won't be but just a few minutes to do. The iOS 26 is going to take about 4 hours.
They do updates, but you have to ensure that your phone is connected to your actual charger at night and make sure it's like open for it to do it. So a lot of times, I guess the phones are locked. I don't know. But I think as long as it's plugged in and charged, it may do it. But yes, it's always good to double check because somehow, even though it's supposed to do automatic updates, I think somehow you're supposed to, I guess, have the phone unlocked. And most people have their phone locks. So it's kind of difficult.
Hours. So I got my Mac doing it right now at the camper. From iOS, I don't know, 17 to 26. That's not, I don't know if that's going to come to the phones or not. Speaking of phones,
so Tim now obviously tech guru out here, and he is focusing on having to buy something because we know that Tim, you know, money burns holes in Tim's pockets at all time, and he just cannot be doing anything but shopping. And so he's got to get this new iPhone because all these new features are going to just knock his content, his unedited, raw content out the park. It's just going to be so much better with this $1,000 phone that Tim needs to have. They can write off on his taxes.
iPhone 17 is out. Now, I have a 15, the 16. I mean, it wasn't even, I couldn't even tell you what the difference is. The 17 looks different and has some differences that doesn't mean anything to anybody except a guy like me or other content creators. So
Oh yeah, because you know Tim is just an absolute expert content creator, as we know, guys. He's just, you know, look how good is his content. I mean, he's in the McDonald's drive-thru. How many times have we seen this?
I'm thinking about it. But if you're looking to upgrade your iPhone, they have one called the iPhone 17 Air. It is $799. It is so light you don't even think it's real. It is small.
Tim is not trying to think that $799 could be a substantial amount of money for some people at the moment, especially when people are having Christmas and things coming up in their mind. But Tim, of course, is not buying any presents for the family. And of course, Christmas is all about what Tim shall receive, especially what Tim shall receive from the glazers, who are going to want to know what his P.O. box is so that they can send him some coffee, some McDonald's McCafe coffee to his P.O. box, though Tim would rather you make a donation to his Buy Me a Coffee, let's be honest.
But not like the Mini was. It is everything that anyone needs that needs a phone. It takes a picture, it texts, and you can surf the web. And you're not going to look at something on there. You're not going to look at a picture on there. You're not going to, go on a website on there where you're going to say, oh.
You understand that Tim saw some people had their videos talking about iPhones, and they're obviously these tech channels, and YouTube is trying to, from what I can gather, create these different communities with their pros, I guess. So they probably have like their approved tech pros that make content that is in the line with kind of Google's philosophy to always suck up to any type of company that's going to give you a brand deal and spend advertising dollars. And Tim is he is certainly a salesman, and if you are giving him it to sell and Tim gets a free sample or money coming his way, I don't think he's ever been able to, I don't know for that, been able to do an actual secured a certain amount of money for his reviews. I mean, he used to get really big views. I mean, I just saw one that was like 1.2 million from a couple of years ago from him just doing one of his videos walking around the camper talking about his minimalist lifestyle. And I just think that people aren't watching this type of content at the moment, Tim, and YouTube is doing things differently, and they're asking you if you want to see this stuff. So you were worrying about this iPhone stuff is not looking at potentially what the bigger picture is to what YouTube is trying to do with its platform, which I think it has all creators kind of confused.
But this phone only shows it this way. You know, it's no good. No, it does it just like mine. There's no reason to buy these pro phones. There's no reason to buy anything other than a basic phone. Do you know the basic phone today is head and toe like 10 times better than the original flip phones with the push buttons and all? And the camera, even the worst camera today, is awesome. So,
Tim, this phone is even better than the Apple Mac computer that I had in the 1980s with the built-in hard disk drive that you would put the disk into it. And I used to have one of those computers. I've had Apple's Macintosh and Mac and all of that since the 1980s. And so I guess I have had a brand loyalty to that respect. But I know sometimes with Tim, it's more about the status symbol of using the product rather than having really a true passion for it. And also, Tim wants to get 500,000 views. His views are terrible on these recent videos. I mean, really bad, like under 2,000. I mean, they're bad.
save yourself some money. If you've got an older phone, the screen's cracked, you don't want to spend $1,200, you know, go get you the new iPhone 17 Air. They got a 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max, and 17.
This is a gentleman who had his personal debt paid off through, in my opinion, fraudulently obtained EIDL payment of $58,400. And this gave him along. And then with having that money, he was able to create this minimalist lifestyle in a much nicer camper than the tent in somebody's garden. Because I don't think the tent in Teddy and Jolene's yard was quite the selling point as when he upgraded actually into a camper. And it all coincided with around the time that Tim was getting these monies from the collapse of that lucrative door-to-door oil coupon change business he had.
Air. The regular 17 without the Pro, a lot of people that own Pros like I do are buying that one because it's every bit as good and even a little bit better.
Oh.
Busy. No thanks. Can I get a senior coffee with 3 cream and an order of scrambled eggs and sausage, please?
I mean, this is just the quality of the content that we get from Tim. Tim doesn't even take the time to want to edit this out. Nope. We need to see Tim go through the entire process of ordering his breakfast from a McDonald's drive-thru. How many times we have seen this? I just don't even care to think. Too many.
Miss, do you have scrambled eggs and bacon? Well, could I swap that for the scrambled eggs and bacon then? That'll work. Thank you. You're so nice here. 99 cents for the senior. And then it comes to 5 and change, like $4, a couple of bucks each for the eggs and the sausage.
Okay. You are talking about a $2 egg breakfast, I guess, and an $800 phone. Can you make it make sense for me? I mean, I guess if you're being cheap on the food, you get the $800 phone. I don't know. I guess, you know, this content not going to buy an $800 phone.
So my iPhone 15 Pro Max, it's still got some good value on trade-in. I mean, like $600-700, something like that. You know, to take off the price. The $1,200 phone's the new 17 Pro Max. So without a trade-in or something, that's a lot of money plus the tax. But what they did do.
Oh, gosh, I hope that was not another dry bag. Roll Judge Mathis.
That's dry bacon. Well, I mean,
Is they didn't raise the price from last year. All the iPhones have 256 gigs, even the least expensive phone memory, and that's plenty. And all that terabytes you don't need. Let's get up here and pay. Hi.
Is it the senior trophies, scrambled eggs, and bacon?
Yes, ma'am.
It's gonna be $5.84.
Okay, so pays with one code. Interesting.
How much is the order behind me?
I'm sorry?
How much is the order behind me?
This one?
Whatever's behind me.
Oh,
There's a car behind me.
the cord behind you is gonna be $22.56.
How much?
$22.56.
$22.50. She laughed.
I guess he paid her in cash. He just drove off. Did he get his card? He just drove off. Did he get his card? I don't even know if she got his transaction. I guess he paid in cash.
You could hear $22.50. Man, these people got plenty of money. Hey, let's have a little narcissist.
Oh God.
People are getting beat.
Well, you know, I guess the narcissist spray is for me because I, having trained as a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, have definitely noted some narcissistic personality disorder traits from our good friend Sarasota Tim. So, I mean, it's just, you know, he's playing into his own personality disorders, in my opinion. And narcissists,
Oh, that
do,
narcissist
but they're
smells good.
boring.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, miss. I know you put everything in there for me, right? I don't see a fork. I see I got a fork.
Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's try out this coffee.
See, Tim can edit. Tim can edit. I think what Tim worked out was if he actually puts his videos into the iMovie app and then he uploads it directly to YouTube from that iMovie app, it is a much easier upload than trying to get his video just uploaded directly to like YouTube Studio. I think that's what he finally discovered, which is why on occasion we see slightly like him putting in like 2 videos that he recorded because he obviously stopped at some point and then he actually then has put in like a transition between 2 videos. That's the editing, guys. That's the editing.
From McDonald's here in Pigeon Forge and see if we got consistency. I just hustled down that bacon and scrambled eggs. I'll never get the sausage
Oh my
again.
gosh, guys. I just cannot take the anticipation here. What's the coffee going to taste like, Tim?
Darn good. And there's nothing that washes down bacon and eggs better than a good cup of coffee. Let's check out the color. Quite good color. McDonald's, if you're consistent. I know you can see it. Look at that. That's good color. Let's try it. That's
I guess the cowboy coffee got sent to the grave. Again. Well, I guess adding butter into the coffee, Tim realized that's the same as adding cream. It's just in a different form, more salty or less. The cream might just. This is it. This is what this guy's putting out. This is what his glazers then like. Oh yeah, that piping hot McDonald's coffee that looks so good. You know, just make some coffee in the pot at the house, Tim. People literally showed up and handed you coffee.
the steam coming off. Oh, it's hot. Definitely slurpable. Oh, folks. I got that bacon and eggs taste in my mouth. Good McDonald's coffee coming down.
I'm so glad he did not film himself eating his breakfast. It's just something I do not need to see. Tim putting food in his mouth.
Behind it. Oh, folks. That's the best cup of coffee I ever drank in my life. And that's good coffee. That'll get you going. Oh, that's going to be delicious on the drive. Well,
I love how he's talking about McDonald's at the subway behind him. Tim is, you know, he's thinking about how his shots look. I mean, look at this quality. I mean, I'm so glad that we're out in the parking lot and Pigeon Forge. I mean, I'm so glad that he decided to take us to a beautiful mountaintop while he served his coffee. I guess he can't wait. He's got to check out that coffee in case he needs to have someone throw it in their face. Oh, you're so bad, too.
Go to the mountains. Let's get to Clingman's Dome or take a hike. Let's do something, even if it's wrong.
Yeah, I think he did actually go out and do some type of actual traveling around. I think he did. All right, guys, I gotta get this one taken care of. If you did happen to like this video, though, leave me a cup of coffee in the chat. I don't think I've ever asked for a cup of coffee before. So leave that behind and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hype. All right, guys. I don't think we're going to see anything better. Yeah. So talk to you later. Bye.